Hockey is one of the quickest and most exciting sports on the planet. Players skate around the rink on quarter-inch blades of steel, chasing each other, trying to kill each other for a little black puck. There's a serious problem in hockey today. Players are taking a huge risk every time they step on the ice. There is limited protection for players who get hit to the head and hit from behind, which is known as boarding. At the conclusion of the 2010 season, league officials and managers met and did a study. They concluded that 44% of concussions were caused by clean hits, while the other 56% were caused by other reasons, including illegal hits at 36%. This is an image of a clean hit. As you can see, the player in white, Luke Shen, is driving with his legs, making shoulder contact to the player's shoulder and not the face. This is actually a really good hit. This is a dirty hit. The head is the main point of contact. As you can see, the player in red from Chicago is making direct contact to the player in white, Nashville Predators player, directly to his head. This is another example of a dirty hit. This is hitting from behind, which is known as boarding. As you can see, the player in white from the Carolina Hurricanes is making direct contact to the player's lower back, thrusting forward, throwing the player to the boards head first, without knowing what was coming. This is also an example of a dirty hit. This took place in one of our games earlier in the season. The player number 23, Andrew Giesick, my roommate, went to hit someone, and the player in black from Rutgers left his feet, which is also an example of a dirty hit. Rule 48 was imposed after last season. What it states is that any hit to the head or hit from behind results in a league suspension and hasn't been very effective. Players are still getting injured from hits to the head and boarding, therefore stricter penalties need to be enforced. At the end of the 2010 season, the league managers concluded that a blanket rule on dangerous hits was not necessary. The league stresses player safety, but it seems to be forgotten in light of entertainment. Many players are dealing with severe effects of concussions by lack of severe punishments for dirty hits, including Mark Savard. This is a kind of a tough picture to understand. Basically, the player in black here is making direct contact. This little white circle is actually his head, and it's been at such a severe angle from the collision. But Mark Savard was a 33-year-old center for the Boston Bruins. He was enjoying a productive 2010 season when all that changed on March 7th.
Playing Penguin hockey to try to vanquish the Boston Bruins here today. But here's Lucic into the zone. Drops it off, and a high shot sails over the shoulder. Oh, one of the Bruins.
For one reason,
The Bruins just got blasted.
Matt Cook hit
because no one really saw it. There was no penalty
Matt
out
Cook right now.
so quickly.
One of the Bruins on his backside.
It's kind of tough to watch. Mark Savard's right there.
Is that Mark
Matt Cook
Savard? I
comes
don't
in,
know.
leads with his
Left-handed shot.
forearm and his
91,
elbow,
and they're
right in the head.
Yeah.
Blow to the head there. Savard.
Mark Savard suffered a grade 2 concussion, which results in loss of consciousness for 30 seconds to 5 minutes and suffered amnesia no longer than 24 hours. Because of this hit, he is most likely going to retire following the 2010-2011 season, and in a January press conference he was stated as saying, "I sometimes forget when I ask questions. That's what scares me the most, the memory thing." Matt Cook was not suspended for the hit. This next type of video is an example of a boarding hit.
Bears, former Blue, stripped to the puck there by a diving play by T.J. Oshie. And a penalty, no, an injury here.
The player in white, Andrew Petrangelo, got hit from behind by Ryan Holloway. What happened here was he was getting to the corner, facing the play, had no idea who was coming behind him, and he just got hit directly in the back, facing the boards at first. Ryan Holowig, the player in blue who hit him, was also not suspended for the hit. Luckily for Petrangelo, he was not injured on the play. He was back the next shift, so that was good. Because of these hits, there should be a minimum 5-game suspension, no tolerance policy. If you lead with your forearm to the player's head, or if you hit someone from behind, you should get suspended. Hockey has a reputation for being a tough sport, but there needs to be a line drawn. The repercussions are far too great. In fact, entertainment value may decrease if there is no enforcement. This season, on January 1st, Sidney Crosby was hit blindsided and hasn't played since January. He is one of the league's top stars and one of the biggest entertainment players in the game. This could have been avoided had there been stricter penalties. There needs to be stricter penalties for dangerous and malicious hits. A minimum of 5 games, a blanket zero tolerance policy needs to be put in effect. In summary, these malicious hits to the head and from behind are dangerous. There is no place in the game for them. Hockey is dangerous enough without them. Let's hope Mark Savard is last in a long list of players whose careers were affected by hits to the head. Thank you.